Most people, they think of success like a movie montage. What do they show? They show Rocky taking a fight. They show Rocky running in the snow. They show him in the shed lifting some fucking rocks and like bench pressing sheep over his fucking head and all kinds of crazy shit, and went out and beat the shit out of fucking Drago. But it's not reality. But that's how people look at success. They look at it like you do a few things. I fucking ate right for 3 days. Why am I not a fucking fitness model? I did my tasks that I needed to do. I sent 5 emails. Why am I not running a $10 million company? Because they don't understand what mastering the monotonous means. It means doing the shit that most people are too fucking undisciplined to do day in and day out to the best of your ability. You have to literally visualize the connection between what you're doing on a day-by-day basis, aka the monotonous, with what you're wanting.
Anybody I can put a name to promote our sport.
The archer who owns all the world records, John Demmer III.
You know, the more difficult a thing is, the more important the mental game becomes.
I didn't eat any supper yet either. How about you guys? Did you guys eat yet?
I didn't eat
you know,
got some crunch berries.
Oh,
yeah.
Grayson Partlow.
It's like me taking 3 or 4 years off your eyes just because I weakened that prescription in the shooting eye.
And don't put everything into my shot that I should, that I get a lot of drop on those heavy arrows. It's dropping all the way down. He said, well, you might want to think about going to a lighter arrow and string walking. And that's what got that started. So
I voluntarily went bald a long time ago.
Well, you just got to get the LeBron James treatment. You'll get it back.
That's right. That's right. I don't think I want anything to do in relationship to LeBron James. How about them Lakers? How about them Lakers?
You got something in common with them. You're both 0 for something.
Oh, come on.
At least LeBron's 0 for 4. You're like 0 for like 34.
No. Not when it comes to basketball. I still got game, man. I still got game, I'm telling you. Too big not.
Yeah, what, in basketball?
I love basketball. I play basketball 3 days a week at 5:30 in the morning. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah. You know, the amazing thing about it is the 6th graders never seen it coming.
Nope, they didn't. They don't. I'm like O'Doyle Rules and Billy Madison. I swat the shit out of all those kids. Listen, there's not a 6th grader getting up to play basketball at 5:00 in the morning. I can tell you that much. We did have, so from the local school that I graduated from and the program I played in, we had one of the seniors come. That kid's 6'5", probably about 190 pounds. It's a pretty big for a senior. Jumps through the roof, and we were playing on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. And I'm like, gosh, to be that freaking young and like explosive and quick. And I just posted it today. I was like, I posted I got it from, Justin Kratzer from Lancaster, from that area. I don't know if he lives in Lancaster. His daughter used to shoot there and he's in the service, I think.
Yeah.
And he posted it first. I was like, I remember when I was 18, I thought 40 was old. Oh my gosh. Boy, was I wrong. But anyway, John, you look good, buddy. How many pounds are you down now?
Still dropping weight, like not even trying anymore. 47.
What's your goal?
Oh, I met it.
Met it.
I'm okay between 170, 175. I'm under
McDonald's
170.
It is again.
Now. Dude, I've been pounding McDonald's. I'm pounding like them white Kit Kats because Halloween season, baby. And I show a picture of the scale to Tara yesterday, and she looks at it. She's like, "That's lower than last time." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "How the frig does that happen? I just watched you eat 35 Kit Kats last night." And I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't see me eat all of them."
That's funny. We lost Gary. I'm sure he'll be right back.
Oh, finally. Now, if we could just get rid of one more.
Oh, here. Hey, you want to do the podcast by yourself? You're more than welcome to. Gary, I'm sure Gary will be right back. We'll stay alive.
Gary's got to find. He's got to find Sandy.
Sandy, it's like
figure out
Sandy,
how to
help me
fix
get
this.
back on. I'm down 15 pounds. Computer just went off at 3 downloading. I don't know what that means, Gary. I'm down 15 pounds. But like I said, it's mostly from exercise. I guess I'm eating a little bit cleaner. I'm not drinking as much alcohol, I can tell you that much. So that's probably something to do with it too. Just went up at 3 downloading. I'm not sure what that means.
Oh man,
Yes,
I gotta.
No,
I'm getting pretty excited. I might actually practice a lot this year indoors. They got that shop opened up.
Oh yeah, did you get to get over to that shop?
Yeah, I stopped in, checked it out. Talked to my buddy Steve. Had 2 people. The one guy's, I don't know how many people are running it. I know like Steve's kind of like the manager or something on the archery side. I've known Steve for like 20 years, maybe like 25 years now.
Oh, nice.
Young kid. I think he's like 30 now. 30. No, he's got to be like 35 now. And then another person's working up there that I shot with in the IBO. She shot like the female hunter class and stuff. She's up there doing stuff on the bows and whatnot. And so, yeah, the shop looks awesome, nice and clean. They got like you would like it because they got like a little coffee shop in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like they got like I think it's 38 yards to the back wall for indoor, straight on 38. So you can go more than that going caddy corner. But
that's really good.
They got a 30 target indoor 3D range. And they got like seven or 8 lanes for paper, and you can buy like a membership for the year, and you can key fob in and shoot whenever you want. 24/7.
Nice.
Yep.
You said that's close to you, right?
Yeah, it's like 8 minutes.
Oh man,
so
can't go wrong.
So you can get a key fob to the indoor range. You can get a key fob, well, both the paper and the 3D. Or maybe it's just the 3D, I don't know, but they got like a big block target out there too, so you can shoot paper in the 3D range as well.
What's the name of the shop again? Forget it. You see that look in his face, people. That's cool.
It's in Gibson, PA.
Do you think they're gonna host tournaments?
It's like a New Milford address, I think. They're gonna host indoor 3D tournaments for sure. They're starting like I think that in November, beginning of November, they're doing like poker nights for 3D. I don't know how that works, but it's something like you could buy in a couple bucks an arrow, and if you hit the target, you get to draw a card, and you can you get 5, poker 5 cards in your hand. Yeah. You could keep buying in and getting more cards in at the end of the night. The highest, the best hand wins the pot kind of deal.
That'd be fun.
So I know they do stuff like that. They like Steve. Steve's a guy that just enjoys archery, and I hope that sticks around for a while, and he can maintain liking it while still working in it. So. We'll see.
It's not hard to still like it. I think the struggle there from the shop owner's standpoint is like, if you're somebody that just loves shooting and loves the tournaments and stuff, when you have a shop, it really cuts that back because you have to be there unless you have other people to fall back on. But even if you do have other people to fall back on, man, it's still like it just weighs on you, or you're relying on other people, or God bless them, and I hope it works. I definitely want to get up there and see it for sure. I hope they do some indoor tournaments or something. We definitely need more places to do indoor tournaments.
Well, like I said, I know they're going to do some like IBO indoor qualifiers during the winter months. They do have an outdoor 3D range.
Wow.
I don't know what else they plan on doing, but I know they just opened up in September. They had a soft opening the beginning of September, and then they had their hard opening at I think like September 20th, somewhere on there. So it's still pretty new. So they're still getting their feet wet on what to keep in stock, what to get, and what not to do, and what not to have on their shelves. And
Sure.
so they got their own little learning curve. I know they had a shop in Montrose or something for a couple months, and then they moved into this brand new big building. So they have an idea of what was kind of working. So hopefully, with that membership, I think that's pretty cool. I think they could get enough members even just for the key fob thing to keep things moving pretty decent. I mean, I think it's like $500 a year or something for 24/7 access. I think it's
good, actually.
I don't know I'm sure you got to pay for the targets and stuff, but I mean, it's tough to beat, if you have unlimited practice.
8 minutes from your place, that's a lot better than the alternative.
Yeah, I feel bad for the shop that I used to shoot at, but the last couple of years I haven't shot there that much just because it's 50 minutes one way.
Yeah, can't help that.
You got to dedicate almost 2 hours of driving just to shoot for 2 hours. So it's, that's $6.30 a gallon for diesel. It's not.
Yeah, it's not good, right?
Very enticing anymore, right?
No, well, even going to tournaments too. It's not a real wonderful to have to travel. You know what I mean? But it is, it is what it is. I'm shooting more now than I have in forever. And you see the difference when you get to actually have like meaningful practice and training, like you can see the difference. And just nothing, nothing replaces that. Speaking of, there's a bunch, we have quite a few viewers, we have the standards, DeSanto, Den McCullough, I saw, who else did I see? Hold on a second. Maggie. And Maggie. Josh Taylor and Mike Nyer. Maggie texted me tonight. We have like a group chat and for the private range that we're shooting at, and it's in her town. And all right, looks like Gary's going to be in here shortly. She sends a picture of her target. Shoots her personal best, 531 on a 3-spot tonight, right before getting ready. So she's hammering indoor. She's shooting well for outdoor, so just to take a moment to quick say, job well done, kid. Oh, hold on a second.
But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to talk to them into like someone getting their judging certificate and possibly hosting an event or two. But
that'd be great.
We'll see. I know Steve's kind of like he's a pretty motivated person, so I just couldn't get the other shop to do it. It was always like, I got to pay for it. I'm like, yeah, but you host one event, you got that paid for. You're here already. He's like, well, if I was, if we were having it, I would want to shoot it. I'm like, okay, well then get somebody else to get it too. I'm like, you guys are here all the time anyway. And they're always talking about different ways to bring in some more money to the range. It's like,
tell them if they have any questions, give them my number.
I'm back.
Oh no. All right, we're done. No.
That's the best image of Gary right there.
I swear I never touched nothing on this computer.
Now we're gonna have to. Are we getting Sandy or are we getting Gary?
Hold on.
Now I'm getting. Zoom has stopped my video.
No, that was actually an error. Go ahead. Now you should be good.
Start my video.
Smiling face. There he is.
You can see it. I can't see nothing.
You know what? He didn't really. His Zoom didn't shut down, John. He went because he wanted to comb his hair.
Yeah, right. Something like that. It's like they say it's working. If you can see me, I'm good. I can't see nothing.
You can't see anything?
Yeah.
Oh, we see you just fine.
No.
You look
okay.
You look handsome there, young fella.
Yeah.
Never looked better.
Yep. So does everybody else on Facebook. So
yeah.
We
Zoom
are
is asking me to sign up.
okay. Well, that could be.
I have no idea.
Don't worry about it. You're good to go now,
I'm
man.
not.
You're good to go now. I'm gonna change your name real quick, though, so people don't think your name is Sandy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
They don't want to
to
get misled thinking that they're going to actually learn something tonight.
Yeah.
Too
Well, I
funny.
tell you, the bug guy has come by and he was sweeping our outside, and I think he bumped the cable going to the roof satellite dish we have and it just died. And I went, what?
Oh yeah, because you froze for a while. What do you see the playback? You just froze in this like very funny look for a little while, and then disappeared. But it's all good. So welcome to the podcast, Gary.
Yeah.
Officially, this is episode 72, everyone. And there's going to be a kind of a plethora of information. Gary's really taking the stage on this one. He's the director for NFAA for California, and has been we've talked about it in depth since NFAA and since field nationals and you know, a couple of things that were kind of coming down the road, and more stuff came down the road, and Gary's here pretty much just to fill everybody in. Gary, you might have to sit like the way you were, because I know it gets choppy. Your voice was getting choppy when you were like sitting back like that. The floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing. So, hey, I'm glad to be here. It's pretty important what we do. And everybody needs to know, no matter who you are, it's about archery. It's about barebow archery, whether it's whatever, just have a good time and shoot your bow. And we want you to join, and we want you to be part of what we do. So I have a lot of information here, and I'll try to be brief on some of it. And one of the biggest things I think that I wanted to talk to both Johns tonight about, and we talked about it at Field Nationals, was what's coming up next year in barebow recurve. We have no youth divisions, no junior divisions, and that needs to be created, and it will be created. There are going to be some agenda items written to bring this back to NFAA, and your director from your state is going to vote on this. So this is very important, and a lot of the directors don't have a feel for what barebow recurve or barebow is. Most of them are freestyle guys, which is great. They're archers, but they don't know. So they need your help. So there's going to be some agenda items written on barebow to add the junior classes. Tell them to vote yes. It's very important. Your voice does count, but your director, if you don't know who they are, you need to find that out.
So how do people find that out, Gary? What's the best way to go about finding that out?
Yeah, the best way is to go to NFAA's website, and in the menu, there's a document page, and you click on documents, and there is a representative contact down there. You click on that representative link, and it takes you to each section. There is a northeast, southeast, a north, a south, a southwest, a northwest section, and you'll find your state in that section, and then click, and you'll find out who your councilman is, who does not have a vote, but you'll also find out who your director is, and that's the one you need to contact both of them, really.
Perfect.
So go to the document page and find the representatives link and click on representatives, and that's how you find out who is voting for you. So
perfect.
And you really need to be an NFAA member. If you call a director or a councilman and you're not an NFAA member and you're voicing your opinion, they could care less. So
Sure.
Make sure you're an NFAA member, because that's who counts.
Yeah.
So that's probably the most important thing. This is going to all happen in the next probably 3 or 4 months. The agenda items are being written now, and they'll be posted online probably in April, May. And then we will vote on them in July. So once we find out where the link is to find out what the agenda items are, I can get it to you, John, and you can post it on the Barebow project page and let everybody know what's coming. So, and that's how we change That's how we change the rules in NFAA. So
Okay.
The voting that's still going to be traditionally done after field nationals or right before field nationals.
Typically it's after field nationals or before, and it's going to be the nationals are going to be in Darrington this year, and they're not going to have a meeting in Darrington. So who knows where they're going to have the meeting. It'll probably be in Yankton. So, and I don't know when, but I'm going to say July or August. They haven't told us yet.
Okay.
And then it takes 90 days after we vote to come into effect. So realistically, nothing is going to happen this year. Even if we do pass the agenda items, which I'm pretty sure we will, I've got a half a dozen other state directors that I contact with all the time to get votes, to help us vote for this, just like you vote for changing your rules at home, the same way we contact each other and say, hey, help me out, vote for this. So, but it won't go into effect probably till November. So unless, there are other ways, but right now that's what it looks like it's going to happen. So, and that's the biggest point. I mean, if we don't have Barebow youth classes, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It's really a big deal.
Yeah, those classes, I mean, you can see how they've grown on the USA Archery side. And obviously, USA Archery and NFAA, National Field Archery Association, are not the same. So if you're somebody that's new and ends up listening to this podcast to get some of these updates, understand those are two organizations, two different memberships, two different formats of shoots, of tournaments. There's some similarities in certain aspects on some of them, but, understand they're you really want to belong to both. Depending on what your goal is, you want to belong to both. If you're just a 3D shooter, USA Archery is not for you. But if NFAA does have 3D tournaments, actually, and we're probably going to talk about some of that. But anyways, go ahead, Gary. Which direction do you want to go next? You want to?
That's back to the USA and the NFAA, the two organizations.
Yeah.
If you are a USA member, you can compete in NFAA tournaments for awards. Real similar to what NFAA members can compete in USA. It's a little harder to do it in USA. You have to get a number and when you register and whatnot. But anybody that's a USA member, we have a reciprocal agreement between both organizations. So you can compete both places by being a member of one or the other. We would rather have both people, be both memberships signed up, but I mean, you can do one or the other if you choose. If you can't afford both. So
let's clarify though. That's not for everything NFAA does, is it?
Yes.
Even Vegas and stuff like that.
Vegas is not an NFAA tournament.
Okay.
Even though it's run by NFAA, yes. Vegas, you don't have to be a member of anything to shoot Vegas.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But for indoor nationals, for outdoor field nationals, for the target nationals that we just had in Yankton, last month, you can be a NFAA member or a USA member and compete for awards.
Hey everyone, just a reminder, signups are still open for the Texas Advanced Barebow Seminar down there in Houston, Texas Archery. Go check it out. Link in the bio or in the information section of this podcast. Go sign up.
So the only difference that I know of is and John, you may be able to help me with this. I think if you're if you're an NFAA member and you go to the field trials, if you're not a USA member, you can't make the team, I believe.
Yeah, you also
win the tournament,
can't,
but you can't make the team.
Yeah, you also can't claim any records. If you're not, if you're an NFAA member and you shoot a USA event, you can't claim any records if you are not a USA member.
Interesting.
You can still compete, but like Gary said, you
so
have to get like a temporary number and whatnot when you sign up. But I mean, the moral of the story is if you can afford it, support both.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, because archery needs us bad, all of us. So that's a big deal. So anyhow, that's all I have to say about that. So, when we get those agenda items written, I will I will send them to you guys so we can get them out on the website.
Yeah, we'll get it out
see
there.
what's coming down. And yeah, and biggest thing is call your director. Don't email him because he's going to probably not read it. Call him. Be a pain in the rear end, man. so they know that you're serious about what you want. And that's, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So that's a big deal. So
yeah, and if you see them at a tournament,
that's all I have. Pardon me?
If you see them if you see them at a tournament, stop by, say hi, introduce yourself.
Absolutely,
so that way
yeah.
They get to know you on a somewhat personal level and not just a random email person.
Stinks for us a little bit
absolutely.
in Pennsylvania. We don't have a ton of NFAA tournaments, except for like our state organization is sort of associated with NFAA or some NFAA stuff. But it's if you don't, does every state have a director? Do you know that for sure?
Yes, I think there's 49. I think one state, I'm not sure which one, doesn't. Might be Alabama or something like that. I don't know which one it is, but I think we have 49 directors. And not all of them are working directors. Some of them make the meetings, some of them don't. But I think at our last meeting, we had 41 or 42 directors show up to the meeting and on Zoom. So we had a, pretty good group of people there deciding how things went. So, and each director gets a vote. Unless your state has a lot of people like California. California gets 4, probably going to get 5 votes because it goes by how many members we have. And California has 2,500 NFAA members, where Georgia might have 100, so they're going to get 1 vote. So it's a big deal. So California is pretty powerful. Not that we want to run NFAA, we don't, but we do care and we are very serious. So when I go to vote for California, I have 35 other delegates at a state meeting that tell me how to vote. I don't make up my own mind and vote. I am told how to vote by California. So a lot of the other directors just vote on their own personal feelings. They don't listen to their members, and that's a big deal. So that's why I'm saying you got to call them so they know you're out there. That's really important.
It's good information.
Yeah. Yeah. So next I have, we got a couple of other tournaments coming up. I know we can talk about Vegas a little bit, and Bruce and Brittany are going to talk about that here in, what you said, another day or two. We do have a Barebow.
Go ahead. I'm going to record with Bruce on Friday. That's not going to be public, but it's going to be a private recording, and I'm going to add it to this episode when I upload it and put them the two of them together. So
yeah, and Bruce is going to tell you everything that is coming down the pike. But right now, I think pretty much most everybody knows now we have a Barebow recurve championship flight, which is a big deal. It's like we've been the redheaded stepchild for a while, hanging with the compound guys, and the compound guys are dwindling. We only had like 16 or 17 last year. So now the Barebow recurve has moved into the championship, and there is a Barebow recurve flight division. So you can do either one. And I would suggest the more we have in the pardon me?
Hold on one second. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, let's quick before we move on, just explain quickly what the difference is between the flights and the championship, like price and payouts, like how they pay out and stuff like that, and then what kind of shooter you usually see in like the flighted class versus championship.
Right. The championship flight pays out per how many shooters you have, and there is more payout. There's a bigger payout. It's $300 to join. I think it's $350 this year because now you get the practice and the storage and whatnot. I haven't looked at it all. So it is quite a bit more expensive. The flights are $175. And if you don't feel you have a chance in the championship division, but you want to shoot with them, still pay the money, because that's what a lot of people like to do. They want to say, well, hey, I got to shoot with John Dimmer. Wow, so because we know John's going to be there, and that's a good thing, or Calvin Smock, or any of those guys. So, and they will join the championship.
Name drop me with Calvin.
I know. Yeah. Hey, Sandy McCain might even be there.
There you go. Much better.
Yeah. But the big thing too is in the championship flight on Sunday, you shoot down in the arena with all the pros and everything. And that's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool down there in the arena. I've been there quite a few times, and it's a lot of fun. It's the same as shooting in the flights. It's just not as crowded when you're up in the other rooms. But the flights are just as much fun and just as important because it's the camaraderie that we have with all of our other people that we shoot with. So the payouts, those are going to be questions that Frank needs to ask Bruce. He can give you all of that more than I can, because I don't make the rules there. I'm just letting you know that we do have a championship flight for Barebow recurve.
Perfect.
Barebow compound is going to be a flight only, no championship group this year.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
There was
We're
some
still
questions
there, and that's important.
There were definitely some questions
Yeah.
about that. I know some people were concerned, like they thought it was going away complete, or were wondering if Barebow compound was going away for like nationals and other tournaments as well, and stuff like that. So
Yes.
I don't know if you know that or not, but if not, we can ask Bruce to.
Yes, I do know that. And Barebow and Barebow recurve are not going anywhere. The only thing that we're talking about right now is what happens at Vegas. In nationals, indoor nationals, outdoor nationals, at the Target nationals, all of our divisions are staying the same. They're not going to change. They're not ever going to change.
Good.
And I had people, I've been on the phone for the last week telling people, no, Barebow is not going away. Don't, calm down. It's not going away. It's just changing at Vegas. And that's all. So
Good.
That's key.
You got a couple more tournaments as well, unless you have some other stuff to bring up about Vegas. But I know you have a couple more tournaments to get to.
I have no. That's about really Vegas is good. I'm good with that. I do have a tournament which some of you guys out on the East Coast probably don't know a lot about. It's called BTB. It's Break the Barriers, and it's a big deal. And it's going to be a national NFAA national one arrow marked 3D championship this year. Not eliminating Reading, just going with Reading. So we're going to have 2 3D championship tournaments in 2023.
Can you explain a little bit what Break the Barriers is?
Yes, Break the Barriers started out as they're a nonprofit organization, and the guy that started it, his wife was handicapped and she wanted to compete in the Olympics. And so they built an organization around her to do that, and it has grown tenfold. Now they foster handicapped people all over. They help the Wounded Warrior Project at the Break the Barriers tournament. You see guys out in wheelchairs from Wounded Warriors that are getting wheeled around the range, shooting their bows, and it is really, really a cool thing.
Yeah,
I really hope that you would go online and look them up and see who they are and what they do.
And where's
the
that
tournament
located
is a
at,
great
by the way?
format. It's out of Fresno, California, and it is in April. Weather is usually perfect in April. I mean, it can rain, but rarely. Doesn't rain that much in California. It's 102 targets, 51 per day, 1 arrow, and we're going to have a trad team event. And the trad team event consists of Barebow recurve, a traditional shooter, or a longbow shooter. It's a 2-person team. It could be 2 Barebow recurves. It could be 2 trad recurves. It could be 2 longbows. It could be one of any of the other 2 to make up a team.
Nice.
And it's real similar to the team event in Reading. It's you both shoot the target, and whoever gets the highest score, you take that score, and that's your score for the team event. And it's really a lot of fun. And to make it competitive for, if you look at like the longbow guys trying to compete against a Barebow recurve, they can't. So what we've done in the last couple of years is Barebow recurve shoots out to 50 yards max. Traditional shoots out to 40 yards max. And longbow shoots to 25-yard max. And you take those combined scores of 1 or 2 of those people, and that's your team event. So, and we've been doing this about 3 years now, and we're finding out by changing the distances that each group shoots, because you string walkers, like Dimmer, you cheaters, that string walk, you shoot better than we do, trad guys do. And we know that. So we've given the trad guys a 10-yard adjustment, and we've given the longbow guys a 25-yard adjustment, and it's making us all competitive. So it's
you must
really
have
cool
you must have
format.
You must have some bad longbow shooters out there.
I'm gonna tell you,
Calvin would
we have a lot of longbow
25.
shooters. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what, we have the longbow shooters. Last year they were 30 yards, and they were typically about, I'm gonna say 80 to 100 points total behind us at the end of the weekend. And so that's why we have adjusted their yardage, and we will adjust throughout the next couple of years till we get it as close as we can to make it fair for everybody. So
that's cool.
I mean, if we get a couple of guys that come out there and just wax our butts with longbows and take all the money and all the prizes, we'll fix it.
Well, we got to change that immediately. Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah. So, but it's a great tournament, and at the end of the tournament, we have a shoot off. The top 4 teams. And they have a pro shoot off also. All of the pros shoot off, and all of the recurve longbow guys shoot off. The top 4 teams have a 1 arrow closest to the spot shoot off, and the top 2 team members win. Typically, they've been winning a really nice recurve bow. Sandy and I won last year, and we won about $800 worth of bear bows. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, check that out. That's on video too.
Yeah, Sandy doesn't want you to watch that part of the video, but I mean, it was really cool. She said it's okay. But the first 2 teams get the recurves, and the next 2 teams get certain prizes. It's bows and arrows. And the 3rd place and 4th place teams get cash awards. So it's a great tournament. It's a great format, and we're trying to build the recurve in it. Also at the tournament, there is a collegiate team event.
Nice.
Which has never been done before. We did it last year. And the collegiate teams usually have to be USA Archery, so they have nowhere to go. Well, now this year we don't care. They're coming and playing the game. And nice. The college teams, I think there was 5 or 6 college teams last year. And when those kids got up on the podium to get their awards and to shoot off, I mean, they were jacked up like they were going to the moon. It was a great thing to watch. So
yeah, I've seen videos and stuff
of
collegiate nationals, and collegiate nationals is just an absolute riot. I mean, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, they get to dress up in like matching skirts and whatnot.
They do all kinds of goofy stuff.
I don't care what they wear, as long as it's not a dress.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
So, you can.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So anyhow, yeah, that's a break the barriers.
Okay.
So, and if anybody has questions, I mean, you can contact Break the Barriers on their website, or you can contact me, call me, email me, whatever. I'll help as much as I can, answer questions. So it's a great tournament. Plus, it's a national championship. You can walk away with they don't give you a silver bowl there like they don't at Reading, but they give belt buckles that will just blow you away how beautiful they are. They're
nice.
Amazing. So good time. And then the last thing I have, which I sound like I'm just running this whole show here.
You are.
Is, at Reading,
it's never run any smoother than now.
Yeah, the Reading this year, the Western Classic Trail Shoot. I posted a little blip on Facebook here about 3 weeks ago about there was a possibility that we would eliminate the compound barebow team event because there was only 4 teams last year, or 5 teams, and 2 of the teams had recurve shooters on them. And at the shoot last year, there was 10 of us, 8 compound shooters and 2 barebow shooters, and we discussed it changing to a recurve barebow team event and not having the compound team event because the barebow recurve guys the numbers are running like crazy. So why not put it out there? And we all voted, and there was a lot of discussion for 3 days about this, and everybody voted to do this. They said, yes, let's do it. It's time to change. So the powers to be have been talking about this, and Reading and the people that make these decisions say, why don't we have both? So that's a good thing. So that's what's going to happen at Reading this year. There's going to be a non-site Barebow compound team money shoot and a non-site recurve team money shoot. So if you were a recurve Barebow guy or a trad guy, you can both team up, or you can have two Barebow shooters or two trad shooters. We don't care. You just have to shoot the equipment and the style for NFAA that you play to be in the team event, and you win cash. So
what's the distances for trad and longbow and barebow? What's the distances for those for the Reading shoot?
The longbow guys don't get to play in the team event unless they shoot, because they shoot out to 101 yards. So
okay.
It's just like, it's real similar to when you go to Reading. If you're going to win the national championship, you have to shoot the max distances. So the longbow guys would, some of the people would scream and yell. So
they don't usually.
If you shoot,
what distance do they usually shoot then?
They shoot out to 100 also, so they can play the game.
Oh, they can.
Now,
okay.
This may change. Yeah. They don't. There's no difference. Everybody shoots to 101 yards. So
Okay.
longbow guy at 101 yards is kind of at a disadvantage, not being able to see past his shell. So, but the team event, we've been doing it for 35 years, and it's a lot of fun. They give us our own target, and it's a 2-man or 2-person team, partner's best score again. And at the end of the day, or at the end of the weekend, they give away the money for first, second, and third place, or however many places they can pay down. The more teams, the more money. The only problem that I see with it, if you compete in the team event, you cannot compete for the trail shoot awards. And this is going to scare people away, because the trail shoot's a big deal. But if you win the team event, you still get the trail shoot buckle. And you're still entered if you want to compete in the NFAA national championship. So there's 2 tournaments going on there. So look it up. When the website comes up, we can put all those out. So if you have questions, ask and I can help you. But it's a lot of fun. And we're going to have the compound barebow guys and the recurve barebow guys all on the same target, or maybe 2 targets if we get enough teams. They won't be shooting against each other, but we can poke fun at each other and laugh and have a good time. So
for that shoot usually gets sold out, doesn't it?
It didn't last year because of COVID, but it has 2 years before. Yeah, they have a 1,740 cap. Well, it's 24 shooters per times 70, however many that is. But it didn't sell out last time because of COVID. I would imagine it will this year. So if you want to go, sign up early. And we don't know what cap Reading's going to put on it this year. I won't know for a month or so. And we can put that out on the website, on the Barebow project. So, but the team event is a lot of fun. And it all started back in the 70s at Fresno, and we called it the World Bowhunter Championship. Ben Rogers started it, him and Pat Norris. So don't tell anybody.
I think our friend Winker shot out there last couple times.
Yeah,
maybe not last year, but the year before.
Winker's watching right now. He's been in and out of the comments, but
yes, he had.
Yeah,
I talked to him about. Yeah. So, and we're in California. We've been talking it up big time, the Barebow recurve guys, and we've got some new up and coming guys that are really shooting good, and they're on fire about it, man. They're going, yeah, we are going to bring teams. So,
nice.
Nice. So anyhow, we hope to get, maybe 10 or 15 or 20 teams, and that would be awesome.
I got a question for you, Gary. Can you join, so I found out about, is it the Barebow fraternity? Is that what it's called that you join at National Fields? Are you able to join that at these other tournaments? I never really got an answer on that, or got to ask it, I should say.
No, typically it's always at Field Nationals.
It is always.
That's where the picnic is, and everybody gets together, and we tell a lot of lies and drink a few beers and barbecue some steaks.
I wish that they would open that up and bring it and kind of put it out there a little bit more and recruit some of these people. Like, we have so many people across the country that would join the Barebow fraternity if they knew about it, knew all that information about it, because it's such a cool little event.
It really is.
It really is.
And we could make that, happen. We could make that happen on the Barebow project site.
Well,
I'm pretty sure we could do that.
If you want to assist with that, and what's the lady's name that is she's like the president or whatever, I can't remember her name.
St. Clair.
The St. Clair, that's right.
No. Yeah, that's her last name.
That's her last name.
Shame on me for not remembering. So
Sandy's gonna yell at you.
Yeah. But no, yeah, we could get a little blip going on that on the Barebow project page about the Barebow fraternity. It is really a cool little organization. It's just a bunch of people that get together, and we got some really cool belt buckles or belts that get transferred back and forth. And I know you guys heard the story. David Hughes started that project about 35 years ago.
Yeah, I think there's some.
And Denny Klein. So
I think there's some, like, the history to that, and we kind of finished up the conversation, the other stuff, but I want a lot of people are going to listen to this podcast because of the nature of what we're discussing. And that fraternity is sort of like the crux of what Barebow is built on in some ways. And
yes.
And it explains or sort of makes sense. Like, a lot of you people that are listening to this now that will listen to the recorded version don't even know about it. I didn't know about it until this year. And then we show up and John was telling me about it. He's like, hey, it's really cool. We eat some food and there's a lot of BS going on, but it's just this group of people that love Barebow archery, compound and recurve alike. And everybody gets together and they're talking, and we had some really pretty good discussion there. And that's literally like the history of Barebow in some ways for both. I think if in the NFAA side is definitely where it started and really where it grew out of.
Yes.
And branched then into USA archery in some ways. But we should definitely record a podcast and have that discussion. Like, you can be on it, or Rick Stonebreaker would be another good one to have on that. Yes, I did say that. Just playing Rick. And then whoever, like the officers or maybe some of the founders or people that are involved in it, because it's definitely a cool little event. And the stuff that they do is awesome. But anyway,
it really is. And you get to hear all the stories of where and how Barebow, not how Barebow started, because it started before we were all born, but way before NFAA and USA. But you get to hear the history of how things grew through the NFAA and USA.
Yeah.
And all of the top shooters that we've all known and heard about since we were kids.
Yeah.
A lot of them are still there, and it's amazing. And the stories, and it is really a cool organization. So,
we should make that podcast happen and try to support the Barebow fraternity. I bet there's a lot of people out there that would. What is it, like $20 or something? I don't even remember what it was for the year.
I think it's only like $5 or $10.
$5.
I
don't even know.
$5.
Yeah, it's like $5, $10. I don't even know. It's super cheap, and it's just something that helps support the organization. But
I told them, charge the Pennsylvania guys $20. They could afford it. It's no big deal.
Let's see how it is.
So,
says the guy that lives in California and is going on a hunt for like 20 days.
I have a wife that loves me, man.
She loves getting rid of you. That's what it is. What's that, Demer?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we see pictures with her and him together fishing, so she really hasn't got rid of him.
No.
So I think she does actually care.
Yeah, Sandy catches most of the fish. It's really sad because we both applied for this Colorado deer tag, and we both got drawn, and we paid for them using Sandy's credit card, and mine went through, and the credit card company thought that her charge was a fraudulent charge, and they didn't tell us until the Colorado tags were already given out. And we called up and said, why didn't Sandy get a tag? And they said, well, because your credit card declined it. So she has a license and no tag. She is really unhappy.
Oh no.
Heartbreak.
That's like the worst thing ever.
I know, because my tag came in the mail and hers didn't. So I called Colorado and I go, "Where's her tag?" And they go, "Well, the credit card declined it." And oh man, I mean, it was just like stabbing the heart.
Oh no.
Man.
So there's only one thing
Oh
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
is let her shoot it and you tag it.
She won't. No, we can't do that. She won't do that. She's not that way.
No.
So,
All right.
I will make
We'll
her skin
discuss
it
that
though.
offline.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
After
I
that.
will let her skin it.
You'll let her skin it. Such a
Yeah.
nice guy.
Yeah.
Skin it, good it,
cook it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have a joke in our family that Squaw got no tag. That's why she ain't going hunting. I know that was off color, but I can't help it.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
No
I
one's
know.
going to be offended.
I know.
Anything else you wanted to go over quick, Gary? Are you good? Got it
No,
covered.
not right now. The biggest thing was break barriers and Redding, and and everybody knows about Vegas, and what Bruce gives you in the next little podcast is going to be huge, because he is the one that makes the rules for Vegas. So that's what a lot of people don't understand when we talk about Vegas. It's under NFAA's umbrella, but NFAA doesn't run it. The NFAA Foundation runs it. And there are 7 people that make those rules, and Bruce is one of them. He is the president of the foundation, and there's 5 directors and I think 2 manufacturers that make up this organization. So when somebody says what happens at Vegas and then they freak out and get scared because they're afraid that's going to happen in NFAA, no, it's Vegas only, because that's under the foundation and not through NFAA. So if that helps you, that's a big deal. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have a voice and they listen, but they still do it without us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we played a role. We definitely played a role in the Barebow recurve championship situation.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
I had that conversation. John did as well.
The biggest thing from that was like people showed up in lots of numbers and shot the flighted class and showed that we're going to shoot, we're coming.
That's exactly what happened. And for so many years, the directors, people want to add divisions or add things, and they say, okay, if you add it, we'll come, and then nobody comes. But I'm going to tell you what, the Barebow recurve group has changed their minds, because we're showing up, and that's a big deal. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the community. We saw that at Lancaster. Yes. We've seen the growth at Lancaster. We've seen the growth in USA Archery and Nationals. We've seen the growth at Target Nationals, and it's just continuing. It's sooner or later we'll plateau a little bit, but I mean it's definitely growing, and it's carrying over to NFAA for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Without a doubt. That's a bit of a two-way street there. So we want to continue to support both organizations. We want all of you to consider, again, like Gary said, find your NFAA director, find out who that is, try to get to some NFAA tournaments, support those clubs, those shops that are doing NFAA, and obviously try to get them to USA Archery as well. So, but all right, Gary, sounds like a plan, man. Thanks for putting all of that information together and coming on the Barebow project. Appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. It's my pleasure. It's my life. It's why I do it. I love it. So, what else are we going to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just go forward. So,
all right. Sounds good. Demer,
right.
It's a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you guys. Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
All right, man. Let me know when you want to go shoot that new place.
I'm going to bed. The sun's almost down here.
Sun's been down. I worked past the sun going down
here.
Today.
I'm going to bed. I got to drive to Kansas tomorrow. Bye.
See you, buddy.
Have happy bird hunting.
Yeah. Hey, there I'm back. See ya. I'm trying to hang up.
Are you? We're. You know what?
Boot them, kick them.
Yeah. We're not going to. We're gonna leave you here awkwardly trying to get off of Zoom.
Most people, they think of success like a movie montage. What do they show? They show Rocky taking a fight. They show Rocky running in the snow. They show him in the shed lifting some fucking rocks and like bench pressing sheep over his fucking head and all kinds of crazy shit. And went out and beat the shit out of fucking Drago. But it's not reality. But that's how people look at success. They look at it like you do a few things. I fucking ate right for 3 days. Why am I not a fucking fitness model? I did my tasks that I needed to do. I sent 5 emails. Why am I not running a $10 million company? Because they don't understand what mastering the monotonous means. It means doing the shit that most people are too fucking undisciplined to do day in and day out to the best of your ability. You have to literally visualize the connection between what you're doing on a day-by-day basis, aka the monotonous, with what you're wanting.